The squat assessment is to check your mobility and stability for just about every single joint in the body. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get inside a door frame or inside of a rack, and you're gonna stand with your feet parallel. Make sure you look down and actually check that your feet are parallel, because every time I tell people to do this and they don't look down, they end up like this. And then they look down and they're amazed that their feet aren't straight. So straighten your feet out. And I'm gonna put it so that this far edge is kind of cutting right through the arches of my feet. And then you're gonna take what I would recommend is a broom handle or PVC pipe. You don't want or need weight. This is just what I'm using, because it's what's available to me right now. What you're gonna do, take this, you're gonna set it on your head, you're gonna check and make sure that your elbows are at 90. From there, you're gonna press it up overhead. From here, I'm gonna squat. And I wanna make sure that my feet stay straight. And then I can squat all the way down and stand back up without touching the rack, without grinding that rack, the bar up against your door frame or your rack. Oh, got a little touch there. So what we're testing is your ankle mobility, hip mobility, knees, trunk stability, so many different things. This is still just gonna be a pass or fail. If you can do this without, number one, your feet turning out, which they will do. You can do a rep and go, great, I got it, I nailed it. But look down and your feet might be pointed out. So make sure you can do it with your feet straight. This is a tough one, but still essential to assess your movement. Even if it's still a 0 at the end of the program, you can still see big improvements. So it's still something to be proud of if qualitatively it has improved vastly over 6 weeks. So you want to make sure that you can get through that whole squat without banging up the rack or your door frame. And if you can, that's a 1. If not, it's a 0. In order to turn the squat assessment from a 0 into a 1, it's a little more difficult to diagnose what the issue may be. It may be your ankles, it may be your hips, it may be your trunk stability. One big thing to work on and to quickly and easily reassess is the face the wall squat in the program. If you're struggling with this, keep working on that a lot. And that will help pattern that squat if you don't have a mobility problem, which in my experience, a lot of people don't necessarily have a big mobility problem when it comes to their squat. It's a stability problem. And that drill will help.